I'm gonna give my respect to the New York Knicks. Right? They fought. They had a hell of a season. Nobody, and including me, thought they would get past the first round. I was pretty firm on that they would be a first round exit the entire year, and they were able to beat up on an inexperienced team in Cleveland. But I will say this about Jalen Brunson: he's a bona fide star. He has put himself into that stratosphere. Um, you earn my respect. You earn a lot of people's respect when you can put on performances like he did against a Coach Spo led team, and a team like the Miami Heat that is defensively sound, tough, physical, grinding. When you're able to do that, you earn my respect, and you learn a lot. You earn a lot of people's respect. So, tip of the cap to Jalen Brunson. He is a bona fide star in this league now, the number one guy in New York. As far as Julius Randle, gotta go. RJ Barrett.
Congrats.
Yeah, RJ Barrett. Listen, he had a couple. He had some good performances. Overall, he had a pretty good performance from the two, basically. From the three, it was pretty streaky. The last game was god awful by him.
I want to credit him getting to the foul line 8 times in the quarter. It's 5 years in the NBA.
A couple of those were.
He bought himself an extra year in New York because he got going down low, and that's where he is most comfortable.
Yes.
I think next year he's going to redeem himself and have himself it's going to be a pretty good offseason. I don't think in the regular season where he struggled to beat his man one-on-one, that will be a consistent theme down the line. He's too good of an athlete, I'm pretty sure. And the three-point shooting stuff will improve, but his role should evolve in time, especially when you replace Randle with a more complementary featured four.
Yeah.
But we cannot skip over Jalen Brunson, because I honestly think he's established himself as a top 20, top 25 player with performances like this. And people will say, well, John, you're kind of overreacting a little bit. In the last 2 years, he's 5th in playoff points behind the 2 Jays in Boston, Jimmy Butler, and Steph Curry. He averaged 28 points per game this postseason, and when him and Jimmy Butler were both not 100%, they were the only stars worth watching in that Miami Heat series. On this show, we've actually praised Jalen Brunson. I would estimate probably 5 or 6 times during the season. But nothing we do can give him enough justice for the type of disrespect he got one offseason ago. My famous quote was, Jalen Brunson will not move the needle for the Knicks. They're at best a first-round exit. My expectation for this team was Julius Randle would struggle and kind of toil like he did a year ago, and they just wouldn't have that X factor. They got that X factor in the deadline in Josh Hart and BC. In Game 6, Josh Hart and Jalen shot almost 60% from the field. The rest of the Knicks shot 19%. There's no other way of putting it. Jalen Brunson is the Knicks franchise face. And if you didn't see that, the Heat were sending doubles and traps at him with no shooting. And up until the last possession, where he unfortunately had a very uncharacteristic turnover to end their season, Jalen Brunson handles the pressure, dude. And I've said multiple times on the show, if you are a young hooper out there, you've got to watch his tape. His angles, his use of manipulation. Even Vincent, before the games, telling reporters, look, I've got to mentally prepare myself to guard this guy. He's one of the strongest guards in the league, and he never relents. Every single possession is a new move, and he's always protecting the ball with those clean dribbles. His burst, Brandon, was what fell him. That was literally his lack of explosiveness, what led him to fall into the second round. It's one of the most accomplished collegiate guards in recent memory. And in the NBA, that's maybe his best attribute, blowing by his man one-on-one. Who's better at this point? Jalen Brunson or Darius Garland? To me, it's Brunson. He's proven it in the playoffs again and again as number 2 and number 1. And that's my other point, Brent. Outside of Steph Curry, not too many point guards are going to be number 1 on championship teams. So when your point guard can thrive off of a Luka Doncic, who's one of the more difficult stars to play with, he is a championship player. I fucking love Jalen Brunson. He's awesome. He's one of the most enjoyable players to watch in the league, and he deserves the curse.